Alright guys, welcome to another gaming video. I am an online gamer. Thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed in the last month. I'm trying to put new videos up, but I'm also trying to find new games. I play what I want to play. I don't play what people want me to play. I'm not that kind of gamer. I'm not that kind of streamer. Most of my videos are recorded. I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't use it anymore. But anyway, I guess you're surprised to see an online gamer with a blank screen. You're just looking at my desktop. Nothing special here yet. There will be. Give me a minute. You're not going to be disappointed. Let's talk about submarines. A little bit of history, because I think it's important. We need to understand why things have happened the way they have over the years. Back in the Civil War, in the United States, we discovered that, as we had learned in the Revolutionary War and wars before, supply chain is everything. If you can't supply troops with ammunition, gunpowder, clothes, food, things they've got to have to make it, they're not going to last very long. You got to have resupply. So, skipping the First World War, I will go back and touch one thing there. The Second World War brought about submarine hunts. I love submarines. I'm a submarine buff. I've actually been on one submarine, and I'll tell you about that one in just a second. The submarine game, as I call it, became a game of tonnage. How many tons of ships can we sink? In history, in the Second World War, the top ship was the Tang, SS-306. It was a Balao class, B-A-L-A-O, Balao, not sure how to pronounce that. But it was a little larger class, if I'm not mistaken, than the Ghetto class. But it was all the submarines were basically the same. Technology started changing around 42. In 39, 40, and 41, there wasn't a lot of difference. They were still using a lot of the technology from the First World War, but sonar had improved. Underwater listening had improved. That not only gave us a better way to find an enemy target, but it gave us a way to avoid convoys with destroyers. Destroyers were just that. They would take a submarine out. Depth charges were not your friend. The Tang had a total tonnage of 116,454 tons of destruction. That's a massive amount of ships sank. That's supplies. The Germans needed these supplies. We interrupted their supply chains at every turn. The Japanese lost tons of supplies to U.S. submarines. The Drum, which is a Ghetto class submarine, I've actually been on this ship. It is docked in Alabama, down at the USS Alabama Memorial Park. It used to sit right behind the Alabama. The periscope was actually fixed on the stern of the Alabama when you look through it. It's been years since I've been down there. The submarine came into disarray. A hurricane did some damage. It sat in the water 30 years and began to decay, and a lot of veterans got together and saved it. They've redone it, rebuilt it as early as 2013 they were working on it, so I'm sure they made tons of progress since then. I haven't really checked up on it, but I've actually been on board the drum. I can tell you, these subs are small. They look big from the outside. They're not. There's no room in a submarine like this. This class submarine was small. This is like the German Class 7, which was about the same size as the Ghetto class. But there was a lot of ships sank. If you go back and look at the German records, 273,043 tons was the #1 kill. This was 16 patrols, 47 ships sank. Now you compare that to the Americans, 116,454. My God, the Germans were sinking ships at an astounding rate. Part of the reason was they learned to do it in the First World War. Top runner, 194 sunk ships, 15 patrols, 453,716 tons. The Germans hunted in packs. They called these wolf packs. They were the wolves of the sea. They took down ton after ton after ton of supply ships. These numbers are not based on military kills. These numbers are based on civilian supply ships. These were supply convoys. Some of these were passenger ships, but not a lot. These were mainly supply chain ships. This doesn't count the military ships that they sunk. They're not included in that tonnage. That tonnage numbers are for supply only. The amount of supplies lost was crazy on both sides. Americans came in a little short, but the drum itself had 80,580 tons. By the way, fun fact, the drum was one of the first submarines in Tokyo Bay. They were damaged. They spent, I want to say, 4 to 5 days underwater running, and they got a crack in the conning tower and had to go to San Francisco to get refitted, and they just replaced the whole tower instead of replacing the hatch that was damaged. The new tower actually was made out of better, stronger metal and had a larger depth rating than the rest of the sub. I think the conning tower could survive like a couple thousand more feet of pressure than the rest of the sub could. So that was just a fun fact I thought I'd throw in there. But this new game has taken this submarine tonnage war to a new level. As far as games that are like simulators. I love simulators. I like simulated things. I like things like they really were. I don't like cheats. I don't like add-ons. I don't like things that do things that are not supposed to be done the way they were supposed to be done at that time. Now, having said all that, I'm going to show you WolfPack. If you haven't seen WolfPack, you need to see this game. If you like submarines, you like warships, you like sinking ships, this is your game. If you like simulators, this is your game. Take just a second for it to load up here. The game was started, like I said, a little over a year and a few months ago. Still under development. The developers are on Discord. Really nice, strong community. Gameplay has come a long way since they first launched. Don't think they've set a date for a first final release, but that date's coming not too far off, I don't think. They're talking about an update, I think, in a couple of months. They really worked on some AI mechanics. and we're just going to jump right into a new lobby. I'm going to close this lobby so that no one can join. I'm not even going to set a password. We're going to jump into tutorial mode. This is tutorial mode. The only thing this tutorial teaches you is how to fire torpedoes at a target and hit it. That's the most important thing of a U-boat. Any submarine is to learn how to shoot torpedoes. The music in this game I love. Usually I don't play music in the games. I love it. Okay. We get to pick a submarine. We have U-96. We have U-552. We have U-564. And we have U-307. I like 307. We're going to join this crew as captain. The game is multiplayer. The game is cooperative, which means other people can join your crew. You can have a crew of 5 aboard this Class 7 German submarine. I don't know that they're going to add US subs or British subs. They're talking about it. I think the feel they have is there are other submarine games out that have a lot of different classes. The game was designed to be a German U-boat experience, and I think they're gonna try to keep it that way. Not sure. Anyway, first looks. This is where you load in to your submarine. You have your ballast tanks for adding air, negative pressure, and ballast water pressure to the ballast tanks to make the ship go up and down. You have a station here for controlling the dive planes. It shows you the engine RPMs and depth. You have your engine station for controlling the engines, electrics, and diesel. Back here under this bulkhead we have a radio room. There's a record player. You can play certain tunes from the 40s. I love it. You also have rudder, showing here what the rudder's set to and what the RPMs on the engine are. I mean, there's ways you can tell from a lot of different parts of the ships what's going on. You have your hydrophone here for listening underwater. You have a radio room with for your radio man will stand here and relay messages between you and other players' ships. It's really cool. We have a bilge pump in the back pumping out water that gets in. Air compressor. Have to have air, compressed air to fire torpedoes and to add to the buoyancy to keep us afloat. Sonar. Gotta have it. There's a periscope here, an observer scope. And there's set the tanker. We move around. There is a freighter. You can zoom in and out on the scope. There is a tanker. Okay, so we want to lower this because your periscope can be seen sticking up. It's a big red flag to destroyers. Ladders are a little tricky. you need to actually try to climb up to the second ladder and then drop down onto this deck. If you don't, you'll slide all the way down to the other deck. Periscope's up here for shooting. Have to raise it. There's our deck. Now we want to find those targets, and we want to identify those targets. So there's a mast, there's a mast, there's a mast, there's a funnel. Looks like the ship's traveling from our direction, west to east. It's moving right to left. It's moving to the left from the right. So the direction of travel we've got. Start a stopwatch, and we're going to time it and see what the timing is on that ship. This is going to give us relative speed of the target. Stopwatch is built into the game. You don't have to have an external clock to do it. All the bells and whistles you need for combat are here. I think there's a few add-ons that have been developed. I don't use add-ons very much. There is an add-on to make this part easier. I just haven't checked them out yet. I'm not sure I will. I like to do things the way they had to do them back then. That's just my gameplay style. Feel free to check out any add-ons that are out there. 45.79 seconds. Now we have to identify the ship. And it looks like it's a merchant ship. The engine is in the aft compartment. Looks like a Type 45 freighter to me. You got mast, cabin, mast, funnel. Mast, cabin. Nope. There's too many masts on that. So let's look at a different freighter. That was a 45. Let's look at 46. Mast, cabin, mast, funnel. The masts look different. There's actually a mast at the front here, and I don't see it on that ship. But that looks like it. I'm gonna say that's it. Bothers me I can't see that structure in the front. But these two types of mast, they don't match. So we have to go back to the merchant list. Oh, I'm looking for something that looks closer. It doesn't look like a tanker, it looks like a freighter. It's the only reason I've got my mind set on freighter is it doesn't look like a tanker. Mast, funnel. So we'll do this. Mast, funnel. Close, but no cigar. There we go. Type 45. Let's see if that looks like it. Nope. Still not it. So anyway, you have to go through the identification process, find your ship, find out what your target is. Once you've located your target, you can use what their representation of the firing computer is. This has all your data input. You put in your range to target. That's what we did, was we measured the length of the boat to get our target speed. There is a way to set up single shots, salvo shots, more than one torpedo, and you can actually attach the bearing indicator to your periscope. So when I turn the periscope, hear that clicking? It's actually turning the bearing indicator on the setup here. So when we link the angle on the bow for the shot, it will update as the bearing indicator turns. So it will update automatically all of its information. Anyway, you set the speed of the target, the length, the range, angle on the bow, and you take your shot. The computer does the rest of the work for you. It does all the angles and the geometry and all that crap that's got to happen. You just set up the basics. This is the way it worked. It works now, and I'm in love with this game. I'm not going to actually fire anything today. I just wanted to basically show you. Oh wait, I don't want to show you the upper deck. This is the tutorial. These ships will not attack. There's no destroyers with them. You've got a nice deck gun up here for shooting aircraft and other boats. You've got a long, nice deck to walk around on out there. You've got the top of the tower here, which we have rudder control and a compass. We can actually take control of the rudder from here and steer the ship if we wanted to. Yeah, we're up here and we want to make corrections following a target, we can. Periscope is hidden up here. There's also an indicator here, so that more than one if you're standing at this station and you're looking, somebody's up here, they've still got, and that's the way these boats were. You had to have a way, no matter where you were, the captain, the executive officer, somebody needed to always be able to see what was going on with the ship. So what they do is they give you 3 ships. One out there. There is one out there, right there, and there's probably one over here somewhere that's hidden. And they want you to get 1 torpedo hit on each ship. If you look at the map, down here at the bottom it says show solution. You can click that and cheat. If you check that box, there's your 3 ships, and there is your angle on the bow setup and the distance from each ship you are. Now there are some really hardcore map tools here to help you plot course, direction, speed. I mean, there's a whole navigational layout here. They did a ton of work to make this map work with the game. And the best part is, if you're in a simulator and you have a crew of 5 and your buddy jumps online and starts a boat and he's got a crew of 5, you can actually team up on the same map. And that's what the radio man's for, so he can send communications between the boats. You can coordinate your attacks. You could have one sub come up on one side of something, one on the other. Each one be, I don't know, 300-400 meters away, and decide to take out a convoy from the inside out. You know, just make a big hole in the middle. You could take the destroyers out first and make a team out of that. So there's a lot of cooperative gameplay, which really turned me on to this game, because I love cooperative gameplay. Anytime I can have somebody else on my ship, I'm for that. And to have another ship in the area that can help me, hell yes. The game looks great, it plays great, it feels great. I love this era. Um, uh, the, the gameplay is just awesome. Uh, the way the ship looks is authentic. Um, and I just gotta hand it to the developers. They really did a good job here. There's a room here that doesn't open yet. I'm assuming they're going to add something here later. There is a bathroom here. You kind of have to walk through the wall a little bit to see it, but there's a bathroom there. I'm hoping that they open that door at some point for some stupid reason. The radio room, I don't think they need improvements on. Everything in here is pretty much as it should be. Like I said, the record player works. And we can broadcast that throughout the ship to different rooms, outside speakers. So it gives you something to kind of listen to while you're playing the game. Although you wouldn't want to do that in combat because the destroyers will hear you. You can do an active ping to the surface to see what your depth is. And you can do it in hundreds or thousands. Right now we're 150, almost 175 feet of depth. So we know we can dive to 100 feet and be safe with 75 buffer, you know. That way you know where you're at. The tools work. Everything on the sub works as intended. I'm really impressed with this. Get WolfPack. It's on Steam and it's on the WolfPack website. I love it. I'm gonna play a lot of WolfPack, so be expecting some more videos of actual gameplay. Probably try to do some recordings today. I just got the game the other night, and have just kind of been going through. Shut up. But yeah, get the game, WolfPack. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below, and I will be back very soon with some gameplay destruction video. Yes, there will be torpedoes. Everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching.